Hello and welcome to the second day of March 2023. Yes, it is another beautiful and sunny day out here in the city of Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria. And I'm saying a big thank you to you for joining me on another interesting episode of the newspaper review. My name is Cyril Aloysius, and as usual, looking at the papers with me today is Mr. Victor Sioku. Sir, you are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
How do you do?
Perfect.
Yes, and it's still early days after the just concluded 2023 presidential election. So I'm saying a big congratulations to Nigerians, Nigerians in Nigeria right now and in the diaspora for our new president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mr. Victor, why are you not smiling? Are you not happy to have a president? Why are you not smiling? Okay, because I'm surprised. Yesterday I was on the street. I was trying to talk to a few persons, and I noticed that the atmosphere wasn't joyful, and I'm wondering what is really going on. Why do you think this is, Mr. Victor? Why are we not hearing joyful songs everywhere?
Well, it's not secret that Nigerians are not happy.
Okay.
Yes, you would also wonder. The APC won the election, but the mood out there in the streets isn't reflecting the victory for the APC. Okay, so it's an unfortunate event that has happened. I think it should now be on record that Nigeria has had, if not its worst election this time around. Okay. People were really thinking that this election will beat that of 1993 during the Abiola's election, because people really came out to express their franchise, but unfortunately there were just too much troubles. Okay, are we going to talk about violence that erupted in many places, or are we going to talk about the ineptitude and the unprofessionalism from INEC? Okay, so a whole lot of issues out there, and but the cool thing right now is that Nigeria is not boiling.
Okay.
Back in the days when issues like this happen, Nigeria will boil. And I would also tell people out there, if anything happens to our, let's say, assets, it will affect you and I.
Yes.
Okay, so Nigeria shouldn't go out there and be destroying things.
Exactly.
Let's just hope at the end of the day that the will of the people will prevail. But if peradventure the will of the people does not prevail, Nigerians will still have another 4 years. And I know that we are resilient people. I'm not trying to give up on the dream. I know that youths out there are more like focused about the goal, that they want a new Nigeria. But let's see how it goes, my brother.
Okay, so just before I go straight into the papers for today, I want to say I want to really congratulate a lot of Nigerians out there who has been calm these past few days. You have not hit the streets to protest or anything. Congratulations for that. So please remain that way. Now is the time to be calm. Okay, don't do what people are expecting you to do, because actually a lot of persons are expecting us to hit the streets and then carry placards, and do all sorts of things in protest against the results. But we are different now, and we know better now. So if you're calm, please remain that way. Okay, we'll start first in today's newspaper review by looking at the Guardian newspaper. Headlines here in the Guardian says, this one here, Tinubu extends olive branch. Tinubu extends olive branch, invites youths to rescue Nigeria. Tinubu extends olive branch, invites youths to rescue Nigeria. Okay, that story is in the Vanguard, the front cover of the Vanguard. And this one here on page 4 says TUC deplores presidential poll result as NLC greets elected Labour Party lawmakers. That story is on page 4 of the Guardian. And this one here on page 29, Akpoti Uduagan, PDP reject Kogi Kebbi senatorial results. That's on page 29. And this one here on page 3 says INEC dashed hopes of Nigerians. Christian collation alleges. INEC dashed hopes of Nigerians. Christian collation alleges. That's on page 3 of the Guardian. On page 4 we have Tinubu taxed on APC overhaul. Inclusive administration. Tinubu taxed on APC overhaul. Inclusive administration. That's on page 4 of The Guardian. And on page 7 of The Guardian, we have election results collated in people's homes. Labour Party chieftain alleges election results collated in people's homes. Labour Party chieftain alleges. That's on page 7 of the Guardian. And lastly, here in The Guardian for today, we have on page 29, this one says, Doguwa, others remanded for alleged culpable homicide. Doguwa, others remanded for alleged culpable homicide. Okay, that's the much we can take in The Guardian for today. Mr. Victor, what do you have to say, or how would you react to the detainment of Doguwa and others for alleged homicide?
Okay, I think that's where the healing starts. The healing starts when our forces, our judiciary system will bring to book election violators. Okay? And that is the major issue that we had during the election. Okay, aside the electronic issues with INEC, them not being professional as far as I'm concerned, you set the rules. Why didn't you follow up the rules? Okay, so but that aside, we saw violence on the streets, at the polling centers, in people's homes. We saw a whole lot of violence. Now,
videos of I think someone I saw a video of because he voted for a certain party in Lagos, and then he was brutally, macheted. You could see the cuts on his body everywhere. I'm like, what is this? What is really going on? This is out of order.
So for the fact that people should pay for their atrocities, we give Nigerians hope. Okay, so I am very happy that Ado, yes, it is still alleged, okay, but from the evidence that I have seen, no, this is still Nigeria, and such evil things can happen. Okay, let me just give people some summary of the case right now. Okay, it is suspected that Ado Doguwa, who happens to be the majority leader of the House of Representatives, mind you, meaning that he is in power, meaning that he should be more responsible. Okay, for the fact that the news came out, and the police are even the one giving this report, that he was seen with his orderlies carrying a gun to the NNPP secretariat in Doguwa.
Shouldn't this lead to impeachment, Mr. Victor?
Well, it will take some time, but let's just see how the law will
time.
It will take
obvious evidence.
You can't just impeach just at a snap of the finger. Okay, it will take some time. Let the proceedings just happen. Okay, but the cool thing is that something is being done about it. We are not folding hands like what is happening in Lagos right now. We've not heard that some of this culprit has been caught. In fact, I've not heard anything about that. Yes, there are still in some states where you hear that some persons have been remanded in the prison, just like the honorable. Oh, is he now honorable? Well, he's innocent until proven guilty. Okay, now, so what happened? They went to the NNPP house in Doguwa. I mean, their secretariat went there and burnt it down with people inside the building. So people were killed, people were gunned, people were burnt alive.
Wow!
Just because the election was not favoring you.
This is serious. This is out of it.
So
totally out of it.
We are hoping that the law should take its course, because innocent people have died. And when you also look at the result that came out from Kano, one might suggest that yes, such thing might just happen, because the NNPP that was attacked at the end of the day won. They won over PDP, won over APC, won over LP. Okay. So for them to have been attacked, it could still be, because we see this kind of attacks in many areas of this country when a particular candidate is genuinely leading. So when you try to find way to manipulate the result,
you cannot. So you resort to violence.
Anger. So how will a honorable House of Representative member, who happens to be the majority leader of the Green Chamber, come out in the open with a gun to kill?
And it tells you the kind of persons that have been elected into these positions, these political offices. And I'm like, are there no committees? Are there no panels that have been set up?
Are we not tired of all those committees and panels?
I don't know, but it gives me, will I say, goosebumps. It gives me a lot of heart breaks to imagine that someone that occupies such a position in political office could actually be capable of something like this, where you go and then you kill people, you take up arms. I don't know what to say.
Well, I just pray that the
I don't know what to say anymore.
It should do its bidding, because people have really lost their lives. Okay?
I'm totally, I'm dumbfounded.
People, the killers, the culprits should pay for these acts. They should pay for this act, because it shouldn't be as usual. Because when this happens, mind you, Nigerians came out with hope to vote. And when these things happen, I don't know how the turnout will be in the next election coming next weekend. People's minds are down. People are not really ginger. But I just pray to Nigerians, please, still come out. At the end of the day, we just also pray that the judiciary, which the Nigerian, the common man does not really have hope anymore on, should please do the needful, because the power now lies to them. At the end of the day, it's just showing that INEC are not professional enough. Okay, rushing to give us a president-elect to me does not really make sense. Okay, because you could have waited for that your portal to be loaded. Okay, if you are talking about that the portal was down and all that, allow it, wait for it, load it up, access those results. The ones that are bad, you cancel them. And those, come on. And that's for that. What's the essence of rushing to give us these results? And at the end of the day, we know that these results are dubious.
And that further, gives us more evidence that indeed INEC was actually compromised.
Well, that's my case.
Okay, let's move over now to our next paper, which is the Daily Sun. Amongst headlines here in Daily Sun, we have Tinubu. President-elect makes firm promise. President-elect makes firm promise. Tinubu, I will work with everybody. President-elect makes firm promise. Tinubu, I will work with everybody. He, Vice President-elect, gets certificates of return. Who opponents? Governors, Kalu, ECOWAS, others hail victory. More of that headline is on page 6, 8, and page 26. Interesting one here on page 6 says, we will challenge election outcome in court. Obi's running mate. We will challenge election outcome in court. Obi's running mate. Says APC defeated Labour Party through illegalities. Urges Nigerians to vote party at Gober elections. That's on page 6 of Daily Sun. On page 29, we have JAMB dismisses 2 staff over professional misconduct. JAMB dismisses 2 staff over professional misconduct. That's on page 29 of the Daily Sun. On page 29 again, we have no hard feelings, losing Senate seat. No hard feelings, losing Senate seat. According to Ikpeazu, on page 29, expresses thanks to God. On page 4, we have 109 billion naira fraud. Trial of ex-accountant general stalled over missing statement. Okay, more of that headline is on page 4. Still on page 4, we have House Majority Leader Al-Hassan Ado Doguwa arrested, remanded in Kano prison. Okay, I think I already read this before in the previous paper. And on page 26, one says Buhari admits faults in electoral process. Wow, Buhari admits faults in electoral process, encourages aggrieved parties to seek justice in court. That's on page 26 of the Daily Sun. And lastly, in the Daily Sun here, we have on page 27, polls. UK urges federal government to look into concerns of opposition. Congratulates Tinubu. UK urges federal government to look into concerns of opposition. Congratulates Tinubu. That story is on page 27 of the Daily Sun. Mr. Victor, no hard feelings, losing Senate seat, according to Ikpeazu on page 29. How do you react to this?
So a tsunami happened in Abia State, okay, during the elections, the general elections. So what happened? Mind you, the 3 former governors of the states were going to get their senatorial seats, okay? And out of the 3 ex-governors, oh no, one is not an ex-governor. That's Ikpeazu is not an ex-governor, but current governor who will be leaving in few months. So, what happened? Out of the 3, only one succeeded, which is Orji Zokalo. But on my own side, I also wonder how he got to win that position. Reason, because Onye Chocha, a lady at that represented Isukwato federal constituency, that is of the same party, also lost. And you now wonder, Isukwato is still within the senatorial districts of Senator Orji Zokalo, and the former governor of Abia State, and he won. But we also might just have to leave it, because I know that that position might just be contested by the other candidates. Okay, but that aside, he won, and he has been declared winner. I mean, Orji Zokalo. Now down to T.A. Orji. Before I get to Ikpeazu, T.A. Orji, the former governor before Ikpeazu, lost his bidding, lost the pursuit for another term in the Senate. Okay, he lost, and it is also interesting to note that T.A. Orji is 79 years old. Okay, so he was gunning for that position, and you know what happens majorly in that house, in the Senate, in the Senate. Now, when most of these old men, I'm sorry, one day I will be old. Okay, but when some of these old men go to that house, what they just do majorly is to sleep. Yes.
Sadly, that's the truth.
Most of them go there to sleep. So I was wondering, why would T.A. Orji, that never performed in the night Senate, in the night assembly, how will he be able to perform at 79? So between 79 and 83, somebody that has been sleeping before 79, what will then happen from 79 to 83? Okay, so fortunately for him, he also came out to voice out that he has retired from active politics. And I say, wow, why would you even say active politics? Why don't you retire entirely from politics? Let the younger generation take over. Okay, well, another bad news for the family is that the son also went to was in the ballot box for the federal constituency of Ikpeazu and Umuahia to represent them in the Green Chambers. Fortunately for him, or will I say unfortunately for him, unfortunately for Abians, he lost. So father and son has lost. And why am I even saying it? Because I am a stakeholder in Abia State. And I can also categorically tell you guys that these people, this family, robbed Abians. I can beat my chest and say that. Because during their tenure, the state went so down. Well,
can you compare it to that of Ikpeazu's tenure?
Well, between T.A. Orji and Ikpeazu, I will say that Ikpeazu did better than T.A. Orji.
Really?
Yes. I am a stakeholder there in Abia State. Reason, because my mom was a teacher. My mom taught, and do you know, up to date, my mom has not been paid her gratuity. And it was under the regime of T.A. Orji that has just retired from active politics.
Okay.
Then to Ikpeazu, who has taken the record of the governor owing the highest amount of money. Look at the hospital in Abia State Teaching Hospital. Doctors can be owed for 2 years. Serious. How can you owe somebody that is working for 2 good years? And you are coming and you want to represent the people in the red chambers.
It's the audacity for me. It's the guts for me. You know you didn't perform as a governor. So what gave you the audacity?
And let me also tell you, we cannot shy away that most of these our governors and our leaders use this opportunity of becoming in government to rig the election. This is Nigeria.
Okay.
This is Nigeria at the end of the day. We know what is happening. So, for Ikpeazu being the governor, the sitting governor, to come 3rd position, serious. I did not say 2nd position. third position. And mind you, it could still be that he influenced. It could still be. I don't have evidence to that. Okay,
Well,
but
it's alleged for now.
yes, for the fact that he came third position, that's to tell you that the people were against him.
Wow.
People were against him. Okay. So that is it for Abia. Okay, maybe just a rundown on the parties that won. For Orji, we already know that he's APC. Okay. Now to Abia Central, we had the Labour Party winning the former governor, that's T.A. Orji, and for Abia North, that's where we have Ikpeazu. Ikpeazu lost to Abaribe. Abaribe is already has been there as a senator, so he won, and not under LP, under ABGA, and that's how it is in Abia. Many tables have changed, and I like that it is also challenging and competitive. That in the next election, people in Abia State, those leaders will now know that, CEO, if I do not perform, the people will push me out. Whether you rig the election, you don't rig the election, the people might just push you out.
All right. Let's go on a break right now. And when we return, we'll continue from where we start. Stay tuned.
Hey there. Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Hello and welcome back from that short break. Okay, taking you straight to our next and last paper for today, we shall be looking at the Vanguard. Headlines in the Vanguard here says on page 5, Tinubu extends olive branch to Atiku, will be Kwankwaso. Tinubu extends olive branch to Atiku, will be Kwankwaso. More of that headline is on page 5 of the Vanguard. And on page 10, we have a 10th Senate. 10th Senate, APC leads with 51 slots, as PDP gets 27, Labour Party 7, and NPP 3, SDP 2, YPP 1, and ABGA 1. Olufashon is saying on page 16, Buhari promised credible presidential poll, but delivers a sham. Olufashon is saying Buhari promised credible presidential poll, but delivers a sham. That's on page 16. And in the world of sports, on page 30, we have Al Ittihad offer Messi $94 million per year. Al Ittihad offer Messi $94 million per year. Okay, that story is on page 30. On page 7, we have Reps Majority Leader Doguwa remanded in prison. That's on page 7. And on page 9, we have El Rufai Committee's report. President-elect must respect party supremacy. Okay, that's on page 9. On page 9 again, we have a presidential poll. Losers should go to court, not streets. This is Buhari saying on page 9. Buhari saying losers should go to court, not streets. That's on page 9 of the Vanguard. On page 8, we have poll. We will retrieve our mandate in court. Obi Dati vow. We will retrieve our mandate in court. Obi Dati vow. That's on page 8. On page 8, still on page 8, we have Atiku to supporters. Remain calm. We will reclaim our stolen mandate. That's still on page 8. Atiku to supporters. Remain calm. We will reclaim our stolen mandate. And lastly, in the Vanguard, we have on page 6, headers kill volunteer guards. Headers kill volunteer guards member. 6 others in Benue villages. Headers kill volunteer guard member. 6 others in Benue villages. That's on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. Okay, that's the much you can take in the Vanguard. If you want more details on the headlines you heard, get a copy of the papers for yourself. Mr. Victor, what do you have to say concerning Tinubu extending an olive branch to Atiku, Obi, and Kwankwaso?
Okay, it is it's normal thing. It's a smart move by him, which is the normal rhetoric when one wins an election. Okay, yes.
So normal thing.
Yeah, yeah. You tell your opponents, please come together. Let's work together. Let's work together. Let's work together. Okay. That happens. Okay. But now coming to the details, I think he can sense it. Tinubu cannot tell me that he does not sense that this position that he got, this mandate that he got from INEC, that he might just also lose it. Okay. Reason why they have even rushed down to the court to put an injunction or something like that. I can't give you the details right now. But if you also check, they might also be worried. Reason why they should be also worried, because this is not just them fighting one political party. Mind you, the PDP
are also in it.
Are also in this case.
In this case, okay.
Okay. And just what if there is a recount of the votes? What if by the time INEC has uploaded these results, both the ones that were mutilated that will be removed, because you cannot mutilate a result sheet. We have instances, and they are all there even on their server. We
have the ones that have TPEX on it.
Yes. So just imagine when those results
are being TPEX. Yes. Okay.
What happens when there are strong demands one by one? Mind you, the Nigerian law states that one man, one vote. So what if they go scrutinize it one by one in the next 3 months and scrutinize all the data, sift them out, and present to Nigerians the real numbers? Because these are not the real numbers. They know, I know, you know. Reason why did I call them not real numbers? Because from each polling unit, we are supposed to see the result on the server.
Yes, that was what INEC promised us.
INEC is calling out results on paper that was given to them on paper,
contrary to what they said before.
Yes, and there are plenty video evidences over the social media showing
of malpractice.
People were writing results. So don't you know that some of these results have made their way to the INEC, all these numbers that INEC are calling? Most of these results are also included. So by the time they do proper sieving out of these results and replacing them with the genuine ones, it might just be Uhuru. So, but I urge Nigerians, this is a critical time for every Nigerian out there. I urge them, please, no violence. Let's wait it out.
Okay.
Mind you, in some clients where you have plenty voters, this is not even really plenty. From my own understanding, this is not. We are not even plenty to start talking that the result was too much for the INEC to handle. For me, it was not too much with respect to the monies that was given to them. Okay, the manpower that they had to. For me, it was not too much. It's just that they could have followed the guidelines of the Electoral Act.
But Mr. Victor, don't you think that the person of Yakubu Mahmood would also be feeling the heat right now?
No, sure.
Because while the results were being collated, there were instances where, you know, his attention was drawn to some video evidences and some other evidence of electoral malpractice, and he pretended like he didn't see them.
Yes.
He paid deaf ears to them and went ahead to call the result. Don't you think that news like this, stories like this, would actually add to the heat?
It is. See, Nigeria, it's not even hard for us to detect if you are being favored by the people or not. It is up there too. It is glaring. If you do well, the people will say you do well. If you do not do well, people will not hide their mouth. Nigeria is very vocal. And
I heard the senatorial what is being suspended now because of I think the remaining, there are 2 other local governments, right?
For Rivers State?
Yes.
The Rivers East Senatorial District. Yes.
So I'm now asking if INEC can actually suspend, or should I say put on hold, that election because of this, and then for the presidential election, you have evidences of video malpractice and all of that. You still found it difficult to. I don't know. But it is so obvious right now. It is becoming more and more obvious that INEC was indeed compromised, and it doesn't tell well for the body of INEC as an independent body. INEC is supposed to be independent. There were also videos of Mahmood Yakubu arriving in Lagos at night, you know, in the private jet of one of the presidential candidates?
For me, that is not that's not a big deal. The big deal is that I know that Nigerians will take INEC to court.
The question
on
is,
their professionalism itself.
the question is, during the election period, should Yakubu Mahmood even be
he has the right to
relating with any of the candidates?
To me, he has the right. He has the right to make movement. He has the right to see anybody he wants to see. The major thing is that, did they mutilate these results? Did he follow the guidelines, the policy? Did he follow the Electoral Act? Because for me, not following the Electoral Act means you are not professional
enough.
Why were you there? Why were you in that position if you are not able to follow the rules and regulation of this?
Okay.
So it makes him incompetent as far as I'm concerned, because he did not follow the Electoral Act.
Okay. I think that will be all on today's episode of the newspaper review. Thank you so much, my wonderful viewers, for staying faithful to your screen. Mr. Victor Sioku, thank you once again for coming through.
Thank you, sir.
I want to say a big thank you to you once again. Please, without you, this show won't be possible. If you're just seeing this for the first time, please subscribe to this channel. And after subscribing, turn on your notification bells so you get notified when we come online and drop our new videos. Also, check us out on our different social media platforms. On YouTube, Retap TV on YouTube. On Instagram, Retap TV_NG on Instagram. On Facebook and Twitter, Retap TV. My name is Cyril Aloysius once again. Until we come your way again next time, do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.